The Nothing Phone 2 is here. A new chip, bigger screen, and bigger battery. Push them up. Now before you freak out, I know the iPhone is twice the price, but it has been the battery king for a while now, and I'm curious if the Nothing Phone 2 can dethrone it. The others are similar in terms of price, so I think this should be a pretty fair comparison. In terms of charging rates, the Phone 2 with 45 watts is surprisingly leading the bunch. To be honest, none of them are particularly fast, at least on paper. I'm talking 100 watt plus, but there are a bunch of other phones available, plenty of which are also cheaper, but these don't have this. The predecessor, the Phone 1, has 33 watts, closely followed by the Motorola at 30. Next up is the iPhone. Apple doesn't officially say how many watts it supports, but tests have shown it's around 27 watts. That's slightly above the Samsung. And in last place, we have the Pixel 7 with only 20 watts supported. At the moment, these numbers don't seem to mean too much, and that mainly comes down to the battery capacities. The Phone 2 has the biggest battery, an increase of 200 milliamp hours over its predecessor. The rest sits slightly below that, except for the S23, which only has a pretty small battery at 3900 milliamp hours. It's crazy to think about that the Motorola still has a decent, unfortunately is very far off. Maybe something's wrong with my device. At 45 minutes, we're finally approaching some decent percentages, except for the Pixel, which still doesn't even have half charged. Again, don't know what's wrong with it. Just past the hour mark, the Motorola finished charging, which is a pretty good result. Anything at around an hour or more isn't crazy fast charging, but 61 minutes really isn't a long time to wait for your phone to charge. And it is faster than expected, given it only charges at 30 watts. Both Nothings are in a tight race. The Phone 1 was actually a minute faster, but I'd say that's within margin of error. Phone and Pixel remain. Let's fast forward this a bit because it still took a while. The iPhone decreased charging speed dramatically past 80%, even though I turned off optimized charging on all phones. The last 20% took 44 minutes. If you don't need a full charge, it's not too bad, but it is just very slow. And I guess Google didn't get the memo. On the same exact settings with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and location enabled. There's no SIM card in either of them, and I've matched the brightness on all of them to keep it all fair. So far it looks like another iPhone dominance, but let's see if it stays that way. In second place, however, surprisingly, is the Motorola. There's a bunch of hype around Nothing Phone 2, but a common criticism is that not much has changed. Well, let's see if the performance and battery life have. Currently, it's somewhere in the middle. Now, gaming drains the Motorola a bit more than the others, and now all of them are
Code break?
मेरा गेम क्रैश हुआ
अच्छा
closer within each other. The iPhone is still in the lead, and the Samsung is starting to fall. One click. In case you ever have any lost data or deleted something that
ना क्रैश हो
foldable. The Samsung has the smallest one at only 6.1 inches, but to be honest, it makes it sit quite comfortable in the hand. By the way, there's also a larger Plus model, and of course the S23 Ultra if you want a bigger version. They're quite a bit more expensive though. I was contemplating including those in the test because they are similar size as the Nothing Phone 2, but I decided to go with the regular S23 based on the price, as it's much closer to the Nothing Phone 2. But back to the displays, they best I've matched them all, so lost. Anyway, we're now in decent battery life territory, so let's keep going. Zoom is always very intense, and the percentages are plummeting like the stock market.
फिर उसके बाद मिलेगा फिर ये इससे
Match found.
और क्या हो सकता है
मैं केजे जा रहा
केजे
इसका वक्त देखा
ठीक
अबे एसेंट कौन डॉज करता है भाई
The Motorola is the first to issue a low battery warning, and nearly 7.5 hours in, the Nothing Phone 2 actually takes
Match found.
the iPhone, and it also has double the battery percentage left of the Phone 1. Now just at the 8-hour mark, the Motorola is the first to go. All the others are still in this, which is pretty impressive, and they're doing better than I thought. But as time goes on, only the Nothing Phone 2 and the iPhone are in it to win it. The question is, who will actually win it? It all took a while for this test to finish, so let's fast forward this and let's finally get to the results. In 6th place, we have the Motorola at 7 hours and 59 minutes. It's not a terrible result, but nothing great either. Keep in mind, this is a flip phone, so you will be sacrificing some battery life for that folding mechanism. And on the other hand, it does have the fastest charging out of the bunch. If you want decent battery life but don't need the best, this might still be a great option because it is the first somewhat affordable flip phone, and I personally quite like it. I will be doing a full foldable smartphone battery test, so make sure you subscribe to not miss that video. In 5th place, however, we have the Nothing Phone 1 at 8 hours and 30 minutes. A decent result, but nothing special. Charging was also pretty fast, and now that it's been out for over a year now, you can actually get a great deal on this, so I think this is a great value for money. In 4th place, with a Pixel 7 at 9 hours and 12 minutes. This is a pretty good result, and overall I'd say this phone is great value for money. It's a great overall package, and it probably has the best camera out of the bunch. It can even rival the iPhone, which is very impressive. Unfortunately, charging is insanely slow, so make sure you get everything done on a single charge, and then charge it overnight, because there's no real fast charging on this device. In 3rd place, lasting just a couple minutes longer, we have the Samsung Galaxy S23 at 9 hours and 19 minutes. It's a pretty good result, but still nothing to write home about. I do think it did really well given its small size and small battery capacity. Charging speed is also decent. I personally really like this phone because it's so compact while not making any real sacrifices. In previous generations, you always had to sacrifice battery life, but with the S23, that is no longer the case. Now the question is, who actually won it? The iPhone or the Nothing Phone 2? In 2nd place,
So
we actually
used to
have the
working with
iPhone
humans?
14 Pro Max.
Usually just me and my pack. I guess it's worse if you guys get shot, yeah?
Reloading.
Pick them off.
Come here. Going B.
Shadows traveling.
That spike
One
wait.
was
Blinded.
Spike sticking. Thanks.
Lolo Astra.
Hawk out! Blinded.
Last player standing.
Now remember, what the prince
Reloading.
It's just
Crime scene etiquette. All right.
play for picks.
Time to mobilize my pack. Enemy spotted men.
Extra 55.
Low.
One more. Spike down mid. Last player standing. Flawless.
अबे ऐसा जो मुझे स्मोक के थ्रू ये कैसे कर दिया तो चांस
Give
ही
me a
नहीं
moment.
मिला
I need to set back up. Going B. Rush him.
Play for picks.
Pick them off.
Here. Andale. down. A huevo. Nice.
और भाई स्काई तू फ्लैश फोड़ने से पहले देख तो ले भाई कि तेरे बंदे फ्लैश हो रहे हैं या नहीं हो रहे हैं। मर्जी पड़े वहाँ फ्लैश फोड़ दे रहा है भाई। गेको और रेस भी एफ पे भी क्लियर हो जाएंगे।
आ रहा हूँ प्लांट मत करो।
Wingman's planting. Someone is B. Caught one.
Backside, backside, backside.
Last player standing.
What the fuck was that?
भाई तू वो मत पूछ, तू ये देख के फ्लैश कहाँ कर रहा है पहले ये देख भाई।
मैं तो बी पे किया था।
अरे मैं आ गया था भाई, मैं फालतू में फ्लैश हो गया ना वहाँ पे यार। एक ही बात कर रहा
They
हूँ।
will scurry, and then they will die. Reloading.
Let's crack them open. Enemy B.
Time to hunt. Enemy spy A.
Bro, pushing.
Spike down B.
88. Gecko 88.
One enemy remaining.
Last one on spike,
साथ में जाओ।
Last player standing.
We're gonna win. No
Rush
other
him.
option. Let's go.
Going B. All right.
Reloading.
चला जा रेना को डबल किक करते।
I will be their nightmare.
Dizzy's up top.
Time to hunt.
All right. Thrash is ready. Saw you, homie. Man's gonna plant spike. Spike
No more
planted.
back से बाहर है
Wings.
ऐसे।
All right.
कैम लगा
दोनों
दे।
ऐसे आ रहे
कैम
हैं।
लगा दे भाई।
Thrash is ready.
Shadows traveling. Here.
दरवाजा बंद भी कर दो मिड वाला।
One enemy remaining.
Right there.
भाई ओमेन एक एचपी पहले बता रहा हूँ।
मिड कर। ईमान छोड़।
Tagged.
These parasites aren't gonna take one step past this place.
Reloading. Reloading. Stargirl scheming. Eyes up.
Time to hunt.
दो बंदे पुश कर रहे हैं मिड। ओमेन पी।
Seek them out. Healing over here. Found one.
तुम जाओ
I know exactly where you
One enemy.